Good morning, students. This is the second video of the chapter Working of Institutions, and this video has been made for class 9th. Now in this video we will try to understand that how various political organizations or how various political institutions are functioning. We need to understand here how the constitution has granted power to all these institutions and how these institutions are working under the guidance of the constitution. So let us discuss this topic in detail. There are 5 different types of political institutions that has been granted by the Indian Constitution: the President, the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers, the Parliament, the Judiciary, and at last the civil servants or the civil services. So these 5 political institutions are working all together for the good governance of the country. If anyone will go back or anyone will be dropped, then the government will not be able to function. So these 5 political institutions are equally important and they are interdependent. So let's discuss how they are interdependent and what are their functions. Now, first of all, we should understand why political institutions are important. They are needed. So in order to safeguard the citizen of the country, so these political institutions are required to safeguard the fundamental rights of our citizens of our country. Second, to ensure unity and integrity of the nation. To ensure unity and integrity of the nation, these political institutions are very necessary. These are important. Third is to take decision regarding welfare of the country. Of course, these institutions are very important because they are the decision making institutions. So they will take decision regarding welfare of the country. And fourth is to regulate rules of the country. These institutions have been given responsibility to regulate the rules for the country, for the betterment of the country. Many times we have seen that political institutions like Parliament, they are going to function, they are going to perform, and they are going to pass different laws. They are going to amend different laws for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the society. So we need to understand their importance. Similarly, to settle the dispute between various bodies, these are required. Like if you are going to take the example of judiciary, judiciary is the body that has been given the task by the constitution to settle the dispute between the government, whether it is state government or central government or local government. So if any conflict will occur between the central government or state government or between the two states government, then here judiciary will play its active role and it will settle the dispute. Similarly, to frame and amend the law for citizens, it is the duty of the parliament, that is the political institutions, to frame law or to change the law as per the requirement of the country. So this is how we need to understand that political institutions are very important in our society and for our country, and without these institutions our government cannot function. Now if we are going to talk about the political institutions in terms of government, then it has been further classified under branches of government. Like branches of government has been classified as executive, legislature or parliament and judiciary, and everyone has been given a separate function by the constitution. Like executive consists of president, vice president, cabinet ministers including prime minister, and its responsibility is to pass the law that is made by the parliament. So basically its function is to pass the law that is framed by the parliament. Similarly, here it is mentioned about the parliament role. So parliament consists of Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha, and here we need to understand that it will consist of prime minister also. Basically prime minister is a part of executive as well as legislative body also, and its main function is to frame the law. So basic function or the main function of parliament is to frame the law for the betterment of the country, for the upgradation of the country. Similarly, judiciary consists of Supreme Court of India as well as High Court of India, but basic responsibility is to solve the conflict between the executive and legislative bodies, and it can also take care of the different matters or conflict that may arise from time to time. Now let us discuss the most important institutions, the role of most important institution, that is the parliament. So here we are going to discuss the role of parliament. So apart from the lawmaking, what is the specific role? So we need to elaborate, we need to discuss in detail. Now the parliament consists of 2 different houses, the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the 2 different bodies will have to play the role in a different way. They both are equally important, but here if we are going to analyze it in a very deep way, then we will find that Lok Sabha seems to become more powerful. So we'll discuss how Lok Sabha seems to be more powerful in the upcoming section. Now here the power has been compared between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So we need to discuss it one by one, and after that we'll be able to understand. Now about the Lok Sabha, it is written, members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the eligible voters. So if we are going to talk about the general election, we are talking about the election of Lok Sabha, in which we are going to elect our representatives. So here we are entitled to give our votes for our representatives. So it is basically the Lok Sabha election in which we are participating. Whereas in case of Rajya Sabha, the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of Legislative Assembly. So we need to understand here that members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the state legislative body or state legislative assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha. So here in first case there is a provision of direct election. It means we are directly electing our representative for the Lok Sabha, but in case of Rajya Sabha, the election is indirect election. So here we need to understand, we select or we elect MLA, and in return MLA will choose the member of Rajya Sabha, that is MP. So here our role is not going to get involved directly. So that is why it is told that in case of first point it is written that here in case of Lok Sabha election is direct election, whereas case of Rajya Sabha the election is indirect election. Now come to the next point. The period of Lok Sabha is 5 years. So after the interval of every 5 years, the Lok Sabha is going to die. I mean to say the Lok Sabha will reassemble after the 5 years, after the election is going to take place. So here we need to understand the period of Lok Sabha is 5 years. I mean to say after every 5 years there is a provision of election. Now second point is written about the Rajya Sabha that it is a permanent body and 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years. We all know that the state that we have today was not formed altogether. It was formed in phase wise. So that is why every member from Rajya Sabha came not altogether. They came in different sequence, and that is why the going out sequence is also different. So here it is written that 1/3 of the members are going to retire every 2 years. Now come to the strength of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Obviously the Lok Sabha is the House of Representatives, so its maximum strength is 552 members. At present 545 members are present, and so far as Rajya Sabha is concerned it has 250, and altogether at present we have 245. So maximum is 552, but at present 545 is there, members are there, and Rajya Sabha is having maximum is 250, but at present 245 is there. Now come to the power to frame the law. So here it is mentioned that the money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. So that gives Lok Sabha the special power. Why? Because here money bill will be introduced in the Lok Sabha only, and here it has the power to grant the money for running the administration of the country. So if you are going to talk about budget also, budget will also come under the Lok Sabha, provision of Lok Sabha, or under the power of Lok Sabha. But in case of Rajya Sabha, does not have much power over money bills. So it may not have the power to pass the money bill. It has only the capability to hold it for the next 14 days, and after that it is considered passed. And Lok Sabha is more powerful than Rajya Sabha, and it is less powerful than Lok Sabha. Why we discussed? Because we already discussed that few bills can be only introduced in the Lok Sabha, as well as the money related matter will be discussed only in the Lok Sabha. So here Rajya Sabha has no power to discuss or rule. Similarly, if we are going to talk about removal of government, so different motion can be passed in the Lok Sabha only, and Rajya Sabha will have not to play any specific role here. So this is how we can tell that the Lok Sabha is more powerful than Rajya Sabha, and or in other words, Rajya Sabha is less powerful than Lok Sabha. Apart from that, we need to understand here that Lok Sabha is also known as lower house, and Rajya Sabha is also known as upper house. So it has been given on the basis of priority, because in the Rajya Sabha generally members are coming from the states, and generally they are old age person, because they are representing the whole state. So maybe that is why they have been given the responsibility of doing this. But in case of Lok Sabha, we can see that minimum age is 25 years, whereas in case of Rajya Sabha it is 30 years. So that will be the next difference between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So far we discussed here the importance of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. We also discussed that what is the role here. Here it is mentioned clearly that directly elected by people and exercises the real power, and total it is written that out of 552, 530 members are from the states and 20 members are from the union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the president from the Anglo-Indian community. And of course, the present membership is 545. Similar in case of Rajya Sabha, it is written 250 members are there, and at present 245 members are there, and 1/3 of the members are retired every year. But it is a permanent body. It is not that after that it is going to retire. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much.